Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, beautiful light warriors, old souls, and evolving beings. So much good news is coming. Finally, we will start to feel the pressure come off of us and help us move forward into our innate powers and abilities. So, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling hurt, if you feel like nothing is working, I promise you, things are making a huge change. And if it's happening for me, it's happening for you. The question is, are you paying attention to it? So, let me talk a little bit about telekinesis. Each one of us came into this life with different powers and strengths. The thing is that we often turn them off at a young age because they were too freaky, or we weren't supposed to do them, or we were dabbling in some evil. But that is not the case. We have these innate abilities to be able to use to heal others, which is why it's so hard when we are stunted in educational systems growing up. So, for example, I have always had an innate power to bring incredible warmth and healing into my hands. And I would use it and play with it and freak people out over it. And there was nothing better than being able to go up to somebody who had a cut or a wound and put my hand over it and watch it heal. Fantastic. I loved it. But that was a big no no. You weren't supposed to do those things. I also have an incredible ability to work with flames, fires, candles, all of those things. And I noticed this when I was very young. I thought everybody could play with a candle flame. And when I got together with people at a very young age, it was something I could do, but they couldn't seem to move it. Well, I was doing fine just accepting the fact that I could work with fire and candles and all of that until this crazy movie called Firestarter. And when the individual, the little girl, the movie was probably in the 70s. I don't even know. When the little girl got angry or upset or couldn't control her energy, she literally would start fires. And I went, oh my, because I knew immediately that that was something I could probably do. So I immediately backed off from using anything, working with flames, anything, because I just did not want to do anything wrong. And something in me knew I could probably work with that. Now, many years later, when I was in my 20s and working with energy and starting to really evolve and just accept the fact that I had some kind of healing ability, some kind of fire abilities, I started working with candles again. It became totally normal. I look at a flame, it all of a sudden starts to flash or poofs or does all these crazy things. But yesterday, and the last few days, I've been like, I think my telekinetic energy is getting even stronger. I can still heal. I can do energetic healing because it does distance healing is a natural thing once you understand how to deal with energy. But the sun has been changing so much. And again, I mentioned this vibration that comes out of me, which is happening to all of you. The question is, are you paying attention to it? But this vibration is so strong that at least when I get outside, I can start to let it come off my body a little bit. So as I was walking again yesterday, I was trying to look directly up and into the sun. I do that oftentimes. I don't recommend it if you're nervous about it, but the sun is giving off these just beautiful spirals that are going on. But sometimes during the day, and this was around 1 o'clock, you can't look directly at the sun. So I decided, oh, the sun is too bright. I can't look at it. And we've just had another huge snowstorm, and I've lost power, and my computer won't start. I'm going through everything that, of course, happens when all these electrically charged energies come in, especially during portal days. And yesterday was March 3rd, 2023, a portal day. So I'm walking along, the snow has been removed, but the sun was so beautifully strong and it was melting and creating these big puddles. So I'm walking by the puddles and just enjoying the little bit of warmer temperature, thank heavens. And I decided, since I couldn't look at the sun directly, that I would look at the sun reflection in the puddle. And I shocked the you know what out of myself, because the minute I started sun gazing in the puddle, there's no wind, everything is totally still. Huge ripples started to go across the puddle. And I went, no way. No way. So I would look away, and then I'd look at the puddle, and the puddle was still. I'd take a second or two to focus. All of a sudden, looking at the sun in the puddle, ripples. I was like, whoa, this is so strange. Then I'm like, well, maybe, maybe it is wind, maybe something else is going on. But I'm like, no, it's completely still. So I checked a few things out. It was like, nope, it's totally still. So I decided, well, I'll move to another section and look at the puddle, but I won't look at the sun. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. So I went to a next puddle and said, okay, I'll look at the sun through the puddle again, focus on how I can see it actually do like this little spiraling move. And sure enough, the ripple started. Every single puddle, when I looked at the sun in it, I could get it to ripple. The point is, again, if it's happening for me, it's happening for you, because we are all connected. Our energetic healing is getting so strong when we are working the proper way with our vibrations that we can all start to get our powers back. We were born with them. We were meant to use them for good, for healing, for loving, for all of the things that serve growth and purpose on this planet. Our ley lines are literally being re-energized and moved to the proper areas. The matrix is dissolving because little by little, major negative impacts on the old fake created ley lines are being removed, which is why it's so important, if you can get outside and share positive energy with nature and let it love you back, in a sense. But pay attention. These things are happening, but you can't see them if you don't believe they exist. So I'm asking you again, as I push the boundaries, open up your mind. Know that somewhere in you, you have these powers, and ask if you want to be able to use them. And don't be afraid. There is nothing dark about this. This is not dark magic. This is not some horrible thing that is happening. Yes, we are going slowly because we don't want to do something like fire starter. We want to be able to learn what our powers are and use them. But you have to acknowledge that they exist. So I'm asking you, open your mind, get excited, get excited. Each one of these days in March is going to be more magnificent than the next. Claim that power. You are everything. You are source. You are going to find yourself. Life is getting better, and I love you.